You cannot deny the great success of China. And we were told that democracy is the answer. Hi world, hi YouTube. This is Sabrina in China. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. Guys, today I will be talking about why I believe China is the greatest country on earth. Before I start the video, remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I was having a conversation with an older Chinese person, and she was sharing with me a time where her family lived in absolute poverty and how she remembered growing up extremely poor and not able to afford the basic things in life. Things that she's able to afford now, she was not able to afford those things, and how her family grew up super poor and they're so grateful now for the lifestyle that they're able to live, and how she helped her family to move out of poverty through her education and all that sort of stuff. And I just started thinking that now in 2023, a lot of Chinese people can clearly say, I remember when this country was absolutely poor and suffering in complete poverty. And they've watched their country moved from absolute poverty to now being a technological giant in the world, to now the US saying this country that was in absolute poverty 40 years ago being a threat to the US. So in my mind, China is a success story. Because when I think about people from my country, they're all saying they can remember a time when things were not so bad. You know what I mean? A lot of people in the US, in Jamaica, are now saying, I remember a time when things weren't so bad. I remember a time when I could afford certain things. I remember a time when life was better. Whilst Chinese people are saying, I remember a time when we were so poor, we were suffering, but now look at our country now. Look at our country in just 40 years. So the outlook of Chinese people is that our lives are getting better. Our lives have gotten better. While we're saying, Western countries are saying things are getting worse, right? The most popular song in the US right now is Rich Man North of Richmond. And that song is so popular because the American people, they feel like this represents their sentiments. It represents the feeling of the American people of how things are just getting worse and worse and worse in their country, how things are getting more and more expensive for them, and how taxes are so high and they feel like the government is just robbing them and all that kind of stuff. That's the essence of the song. And that's the most popular song right now in the US. It is like 66 million views on YouTube. You guys can check it out and listen to the song that is resonating in the hearts of the American people. Because things are getting worse there, right? And I just think that's a democracy. And we were told that democracy is the answer. Democracy is the answer for the people. And here is a country with 1.4 billion people that is not a democracy. And I am considering this country a success story because they've lifted themselves out of poverty in 40 years. And listen, I don't care what anyone wants to say about China. It doesn't matter what Western media wants to say. It doesn't matter how much you hate China. It doesn't matter how much you hate communism. It doesn't matter how much you hate socialism. It doesn't matter how much you hate any of those stuff. You cannot deny the great success of China. How? Right? How? This is not a democracy. Like, based on the logic in the West, this should not be happening because democracy is the answer. Democracy is the savior of the world, right? And here is a country that is not following the rules of democracy. And people's lives have gotten better in 43 years. So I just wonder, was I brainwashed? like were we taught wrong in the West to believe that democracy is the answer? Like, it is so weird. I've lived in China for 4 years with 1.4 billion people. I should see homeless people on the street every freaking day. With 1.4 billion people, the subway should be so dirty and disgusting, right? With 1.4 billion people, I should have to wait to see a doctor for weeks and months on end. But instead, in 4 years, I've never once seen a homeless person on the streets of China. And I've traveled to many other cities, and I've never seen a homeless person on the streets of China. Now, I am not saying that there aren't homeless people in China. There may be homeless people. I've never seen them, right? But why is it that you don't have to look too hard? You do not have to look too hard in the US. Or even in my country. I went to Jamaica for 10 days. I saw homeless people there. You don't have to look too hard in the US to see them. Why? Why? With 1.4 billion people, you should see people on the streets taking crack and all sorts of drugs. Why is that not happening? Other places in big democracies where it should be the answer, it takes weeks, days to get through to see some doctors. And here, totally different. And when I go to the doctor, I don't have to break the bank. Guys, you saw my video. If you're following my channel, you saw my video. I went to the hospital to see a dermatologist and I only paid $11. That's crazy. So you can hate China all you want. You can talk, you can listen to everything Western media says about China. You can hate communism, you can hate socialism, you can hate all you want. You can hate Chinese people, but you cannot deny the fact that this country is a great freaking country. And I know that is very weird for some people to hear because they're not used to hearing that China is a great country or that life is good here because, you're heavily, brainwashed in the West to think that China is horrible and China is bad and the people are suffering here. I don't know. But, yeah, so it's pretty hard for some people to accept this. And I've seen some mean comments, under my videos saying that I don't know anything about the CPC. But, think about it. This government is able to hold their people together. This government is able to unite its people. And, in the West, people think Chinese people are so brainless and they are just like saying yes, 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 yes behind the government, and they have no voice or anything. You guys saw Chinese people in the street rioting, right? You guys saw the video in that whole COVID period where Chinese people were on the street protesting, right? Protesting the lockdown. So that proves that Chinese people are not all just blindly following. Right? Right? It shows that Chinese people actually have a voice. They do. And also, could it be that Chinese people actually support their government because they feel like their government is working for them? They have seen tangible improvement in their lives? Could it be? Could it be? I know that some people cannot fathom that, but could it be that there are Chinese people who support their government? Could it be that democracy is not the only way? Could it be that we were brainwashed in the West? Guys, what is the point of this video? The point of this video is for you to think about the things that you've been taught to be true. The point is for you not to believe that there's only one way to success for a country, for you not to hate on another country because they do not follow some political system that the West deems to be the right thing. The point of this video is that you should travel and see the world for yourself. Because before I came to China, I didn't have these thoughts. I thought everything the Western media said was true. And I never questioned my own beliefs and the things that I thought to be true. And since moving to China, I have questioned a lot of things that I thought to be true, not only regarding China, but regarding my own life, because I was able to see another side. And so I hope that through watching my video, that you will actually do some research. You will actually not just listen to the media, because time and time again, the media has proven to be wrong, and they only push the narrative that supports the minority and their interest. So you should think about that. Guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. This has been Sabrina in China. Until next time, bye.